Acute promyelocytic leukemia, a disease that is diagnosed to 250,000.
Acute promyelocytic leukemia is due to a translocation between chromosomes 15 and 17, which is not a mere marker of acute promyelocytic leukemia, it's the cause of acute promyelocytic leukemia. APL became known as a distinct disease in 1957. Acute promyelocytic leukemia is commonly found in young adults. It's also considered to be a type of AML, which is acute myeloid leukemia. The medical definition of acute promyelocytic leukemia is a malignancy of the ivory marrow in which there is an inadequacy of old blood cells in the myeloid cable of cells and surplus of immature cells called promyelocytes. Can be distinguished from new types of AML based on the morphological testing of the ivory marrow biopsy or aspirate. Symptoms of APL include weight loss or loss of appetite, shortness of breath, fever, exhaustion, anemia, easily bruising or bleeding, multiple pains around the body, and easily infected. Without treatment, APL patients can live up to 30 days, but with treatment, they can live up to 50 years. Different diagnosis requires doctors to examine for the RARA gene. Prospects for acute promyelocytic leukemia depends on a number of factors, including the white blood cell count at the time the patient was diagnosed. Bone marrow transplants may be an excellent way to cure leukemia, but it's only offered to a fraction of the younger relapsed patients. The standard care for acute promyelocytic leukemia patients whose cancer returns after the initial treatment doesn't work is arsenic trioxide.
The limitations and disabilities a person can develop with this disease are limitations to like sports because you're really weak and your bones aren't like functioning properly, and you could lose your hair from chemo or radiation, and that already has a effect itself. You can get bruises and you're more prone to infection, and it'll be hard for people with it to do any other activities. Some symptoms are bleeding, blood in the urine, heavy nosebleeds, bleeding gums, fever, infection, paleness, poor appetite, and unexplained weight loss. The person does not have symptoms since birth, but they may know if they have the gene for APL. And once it onsets, the symptoms usually happen when the bone marrow produces too many cells. Some organizations that could help a family cope with leukemic disorders are www.patientresource.com/APL_resources. It'll give you an understanding for the patient of what's going on in their body. And then www.webmd.com/cancer, and that'll give you options how to fight the cancer, like you want to go with chemo or other options that they may have. And then www.mycanceradvisor.com, and type in acute promyelocytic leukemia, and that'll give you a list of the best places to go to help whoever's dealing with options. For a group that's doing any research to cure APL or acute myeloid leukemia is most likely to be found in scientists' research lab. They will likely find a cure, but there is a 92% success rate and a 10 to 13% relapse rate. It mostly depends on the age of the patient or how they're being treated. Disease. The gene is chromosome 16 and 17, and the gene can be passed on. So it's survivors of APL need to be more relentless about going for a checkup to the doctors. There are chemo pills and shots that people have to take to make sure that they finish off the gene. That means that they're cancer free. No medication is needed after remission for months. Mental strength can help for you if you are going through chemo. It could be the lowest part of your life.
Turn the flame up and take it to 100 degrees. Man, I step up, you know, said that them can't talk to we. Turn the flame up and take it to 100 degrees. Man, I step up, you know, said that them can't talk to we. Turn the flame up and take it to 100 degrees. Man, I step up, you know, said that them can't talk to we. Turn the flame up and take it to 100. Never check you with the thing they cannot give me out of this. Make give stop, make give the melody, what's the place? Our Father, give it a love and the grace. Hey, of the ability to finish a race. Now make it over back to the bitch, over the Tapiana. Tell the world who will say, Father, got to be a man. Stop at my second over the master of the version. God, number one. Everybody in the building got a hand up. Only cause he delivered into the handcuffs. Been forgiven by the master. Let it you live and you never want to be stagnant. No, know that could be a hazard. Even though you weary the spirit to hear the masters call. Keep pressing the perseverance, take it all the way up to you. Home. Man, I step up, you know, said that them can't talk to we. Turn the flame up and take it to 100 degrees. Man, I step up, you know, said that them can't talk to we. Turn the flame up and take it to 100 degrees. Man, I step up,
severe disease that needs to be shared
and take it to 100 degrees. Man, I step up, you know, said that them can't talk to we. Turn the flame up and take it to 100 degrees. Why you looking down? Keep your head up, I know man can take your crown. After the sky, Father God will find a better way. Open up your eyes to see another day. Where is your zeal? Why you looking down? Keep your head up, I know man can take your crown. Father God will find a better way. Open up your eyes to see another day. Man, I step up, you know, said that them can't talk to we. Turn the flame up and take it to 100 degrees. Man, I step up, you know, said that them can't talk to we. Turn the flame up